From the KHOU11 studios, it's Great Day Houston.
Even with a family history of thyroid issues and a goiter, doctors told my next guest her hormones were normal and she needed to be on both blood pressure medication and antidepressants. Frustrated and fed up, Monika was unable to find answers until she went to Hotze Health and Wellness Center. Please welcome back Dr. Stephen Hotze along with patient Monika Wise.
Thank you. All right, so it's almost like with, a history of thyroid issues, the goiter, the hysterectomy, it's a big red flag, or should be a big red flag for a doctor that you've got some hormone issues.
That's exactly right. Monika, tell us about your story. What exactly happened?
Well, I had a hysterectomy in 2006 because they said there was no other way to treat the cyst and fibroid issues. And so then I had a hysterectomy, and then after that my body just went haywire. I mean, just everything was out of order. I had a lot of pains, mood swings, hot flashes, couldn't sleep at night. I started feeling cold, and I had told my doctor I had a history, I had a family history of thyroid problems, and my temperature was around, at that point, around upper 97.7, something like that.
And it should be 98.6.
Right, and I was just always cold, and I hardly sweat, losing my hair, and I'm glad I have a lot of hair, otherwise I'd be bald about as much as hair as I lost.
So it's funny, because I know by what Dr. Hotze has taught me that all of those are red flags, if there's a thyroid issue, but also, Dr. Hotze, anytime someone has a hysterectomy, I want to back up to that, because sometimes women have hysterectomies when really hormone replacement can solve some of those problems.
That's exactly right. The reason women have hysterectomies is because they have dysfunctional uterine bleeding and fibroids, and so the doctors take out the uterus. We come to accept that. The question is, why do they have dysfunctional uterine bleeding, and why do they get fibroids? It's because they have an imbalance in their hormones. Their progesterone level, which is the hormone of the second half of the month, falls as they march through their menstrual life, and they have estrogen dominance, which promotes the proliferation of tissue, and that also leads to low thyroid symptoms. So if a woman's having problems with dysfunctional uterine bleeding, in other words, heavier periods, clotting, or breakthrough bleeding, progesterone can solve that in their 30s and 40s, and that can prevent.
So yanking out the uterus is kind of like, okay, we got rid of the bleeding and things, but the problem still exists.
You still have the hormone imbalance, and then they put you on...
They put me on Premarin for a while.
And how was that?
That was horrible. I had horrible side effects.
And so you're like, I have horrible side effects, and I feel horrible. We'll put you on some antidepressants here. Forget about it.
Well, in 2010, they diagnosed me with a goiter. And I thought, well, this is just another thing to show, certainly they would understand I have a thyroid issue. Well, the lab work came back normal. And they said, well, you don't have a thyroid problem. I said, well, I think I do. I mean, just look at all the symptoms. I'm shivering in the doctor's office, 96.6 temperature.
Wow. Which is a classical feature, ladies and gentlemen, of low thyroid. The best indication is take your body's temperature. It should be 98.6. If you're cold and you're running 1 to 2 degrees below normal, that means your metabolism is slowed down, and there's only one thing that's going to cause that, and that's low thyroid, hypothyroidism.
And then in 2000, things were just progressively getting worse. 2011, I was still very, very cold. Then I had anxiety issues come on. And then I was feeling so tired. I didn't want to go anywhere, do anything, just wanted to sleep all the time.
And they put you on the antidepressants.
And at that point, they put me on the antidepressants.
How'd that work for you?
That was horrible. that was horrible.
The treatment was worse than the problem.
Again, we're going back to treating the symptoms as opposed to treating the actual problem. It starts to layer up there.
They had tried me different blood pressure medicines, and then I kept telling about the coldness and all this kind of stuff. Well, they said there's nothing you could do. All we can do is put you on antidepressants. And if this doesn't work, then we're going to send you to a psychiatrist.
Yes, it's okay. Because it's all in your head.
And she had classical hypothyroid symptoms and deserved a clinical trial with thyroid medication, with natural desiccated thyroid, not the synthetic.
Right.
So she came in October, saw Dr. Sheridan, and he put you on some...
he put me on some thyroid medicines and hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and I felt different. By the end of October, I felt some energy coming back.
How did you find out about Dr. Hotze? Were you hesitant to go to another doctor?
Well, I had been taping your shows for about a year previous to that.
Oh, okay.
And so I watched it, and I watched it, listened to his radio broadcast. That's how I found out about his radio broadcast, and then finally I bought his book. And then decided that I needed, that's where I needed to go. Because in that
book, you were in that book.
Yes, I was in that book, yes.
All right.
And so tell me, so it's been 6 months now. How would you compare the way you feel?
Oh, the energy that I have is like probably someone in their upper 20s. I was able to...
That's how powerful thyroid hormone is.
Yes.
It's
Well,
usually...
I went back to the gym, working out. I had lost 13 pounds that I had gained, and still have a few more to go. But I mean, I exercised for 2 hours one time. I just had so much energy. Felt it in my muscles. But
Yeah. No, but you're absolutely right. And I've said over and over again, I feel the same way. In fact, some people in my office probably wish that I had not found thyroid. But I'm bouncing off the walls. But I had gone to that same thing, super sleepy. And been told that, hey, it's your problem. So now you're out enjoying life again.
Exactly.
Hello, hook 'em horns.
Yeah.
All right there. But now you're out enjoying life again, where before you would have to go kicking and screaming, wanting to stay in bed.
I had no energy.
Yeah. So you bring people back to life, Dr. Hotze.
And there are millions of women out there like Monika was that are being placed on counterfeit hormones and on antidepressants, and they're ruining their lives. And that ought to be, it just shouldn't happen. Women do have these problems, men too, but women 6 times as frequently as
more
men.
Hormonal,
they have with low thyroid.
I started getting off the antidepressants January 3rd. It took me 2 months to wean off of it.
Wow.
And it was hard.
It was
But you don't need it now
No, I don't
because
need
you
it now.
address the issue. Well, Dr. Hotze brought a copy of his new book, and that book, of course, is the Hormones, Health, and Happiness, the audio book for everyone in our audience. And for those of you at home, you can order your copy from physicianspreference.com, physicianspreference.com. The shipping is free. Dr. Hotze also hosts that radio show that you heard her talk about, Health and Wellness Solutions. Catch it every day, Monday through Thursday, from noon to 1 p.m. on 700 AM KSEV. And to make an appointment with the Hotze Health and Wellness Center, call 281-698-8698, 281-698-8698, or log on to hotzehwc.com and start getting your life back. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.